So, alright, I did talk for another like couple of minutes after that cut off, but like, yeah, and it's lit because I just deleted both those videos that I just uploaded because I was uploading them while I was making this video, and thankfully they finished uploading. So, yes. And now I'm uploading the other one, and I don't think like I really need to make this one extra long. So, it'll be like, I know story time is going crazy. I really like, I know I'm saying this kind of late, but it's cool if you don't watch all of it straight. Low key, I'm fake the kind of person that would, like, if I ever stumbled across stuff like this, I feel like I would watch it straight. I will follow along with the fucking story. But, you know, I really got no issues with like normal content, but you know, like it's not a movie. But yeah. So as a matter of fact, let's do a little, not even like a palette cleanser, but let's do a little something before we like finish the story. I'm gonna get back on my French. I'm gonna learn some fucking French today. I'm gonna do mad Duolingo today. That's what I'm gonna do. Alright, so let's just get back into it. Only you can. Oh, another thing, realistically, like I really hope the people that didn't genuinely ask me anything, and you know that I didn't sit there and explain myself to after they started disrespecting me and everything else, I hope they don't watch these, because it's like, I would have told you the truth if you had asked. I would have told you the truth if you had cared to know the truth. You know what I mean? So it's like, for you to see and like learn these things just because like you're coming and you're seeing like getting in my business, I don't like that. Like, I could have told you directly, and now you're like here, like, especially people like that sat here and acted like they didn't like me, or treated me like they didn't like me, or there was something wrong with me for no reason. Like, you don't need to be in my business. You know what I mean? Like, I don't like you. So if I didn't tell you, it's because I didn't want to. I had no reason to tell you anything. I don't have to prove anything to anybody. You don't get to sit here and try and feel like you have the right to try to force me to prove myself to you. At all. That's weird. So, no, you can't apologize to me. Wouldn't be surprised if you're the kind of person to not be interested in apologizing to me. It's been a while for some people. So, you know, hopefully you're not like that anymore. But like I said, you don't have to be friends with everybody. So I definitely wouldn't be interested in being your friend. So there's really no reason for you to like be in my business or anything like that. And then it's like, there's instances where I didn't fucking tell people things because they were fucking disrespecting me. So I was like, I'm not talking to you. I still feel like that. So yeah, so there's that. I said more about the whole like culture thing, and it's like I don't remember exactly what I said, but it's like I know it's not just black culture, but it is very common. And I mean, it honestly, realistically, it kind of is black culture to like play with each other like that, even though a lot of time like it's not really playing. Like you're saying shit that you don't need to say. Um, and just I don't feel like explaining it again, but talking down to me for literally no reason and just like saying shit that really isn't true or doesn't make any sense and trying to use the excuse that like, oh, I was just telling them the truth, or like I need to get my shit together after you say that to me. I'm supposed to fucking take up for all the stuff that you said and just do shit. Meanwhile, like it's literally your job to provide certain services that everybody needs, and you're not doing it. Instead, you're talking shit to me and not doing it. It's weird. Like the fact that you feel comfortable talking to me like that is really weird, especially like you literally work with homeless and like homeless youth, homeless people, children in a sense, like under 21, and you feel comfortable talking to homeless youth like shit. Like that's literally exactly what a lot of us are coming from. And then it's like it just, yeah, I really didn't need that. And then it's like on top of that, they don't do their jobs. So yeah, plus that shit was really crazy because the girls were always on some crazy shit, and then the niggas were always on some crazy shit. Like it's just weird. So I had a lot of drama with that, and then I ended up getting a safety transfer because one of the girls, she ended up bugging the fuck out because the way she was talking to me was really inappropriate and disrespectful. Not like inappropriate like sexually, but it was inappropriate. Like I wouldn't speak to you that way. We don't know each other. We're all grown, trying to get our lives together, sharing a room. And the fact that you feel comfortable speaking to me the way that you're speaking to me doesn't make sense. And I'm not comfortable with that. And I don't feel like having to be like, oh, can you not talk to me like that? Like, I'm not going to do that. Like, if you can't pay attention to the fact that you're not speaking to me in a way that's appropriate for you to be speaking to me, then, like, what the fuck are we doing? You know what I mean? Or, like, if you can't notice the fact that I don't like it, okay, so we're not gonna be friends. Like, I'm not gonna fucking talk to you, but like I'm also not gonna sit here and cooperate with you talking to me crazy. I'm gonna do my own shit, and it's annoying because it's like you're being mad unpleasant for no reason. So she ended up bugging out on me for no reason. And because that bitch was annoying, like real life, she was trying to control me. So I pointed it out, and like I fake made it into like a joke. But she started bugging out because she was trying to control me, right? There was some shit that she was trying to tell me to do or something like that, or like something. And realistically, she didn't have a reason to be trying to boss me around, because like the room was dirty, they were dirty, and I didn't contribute to any of the messes. Like, I had barely been there. So it was like there was something that she was talking to me about, trying to get me to do. So yeah, she was being annoying. And it's like, bro, other girls letting you talk to them like that, or like playing with you, talking to them like that, I'm not one of those girls. You shouldn't even feel like you get to talk to people like that, honestly. So they were dirty. Didn't really want to share a room with them anyway because they were dirty. And then the next day, oh, they started trying to fucking like spread rumors about me too. They were trying to say I was dirty and all types of shit. And then like other girls were mad at me because like they had crushes on niggas and just a bunch of weird shit and like this and that. And it's like I was friends with them, and they're sitting here telling me lies about the nigga, and it's just like, I'm friends with the both of them. They know I'm friends with them, and it's like, girl, I didn't know this shit was a secret. And then she mad at me because I was like, ooh, you know what I mean? And I spoke to them about it. And I let the cat out the bag because I didn't know the cat was in the motherfucking bag. And so they were tight. But like, you know, she was just an angry person anyway. But I don't think she really like went off on me like crazy. But she went off about other stuff. But yeah, that was a different girl though. And next day rolls around and she's like, oh, not the other one, but the one that was like trying to control me and shit. Ridiculous. Just so unnecessary. Like the way a lot of people treat me is just so fucking unnecessary. And it's like, I don't be entertaining shit like that. Like, I'm very much not interested in entertaining it. I'll work with you depending on how you carry yourself, but it's like, I'm not interested in entertaining the fact that you're treating me like I'm somebody else, or like you're making assumptions about me. So yeah, she's like, oh, she hands me a razor. She's like, oh, if you don't fucking like come fight me or blah blah blah, we're gonna kidnap you. But she said this like in the common room, like in front of mad staff and all types of other shit. So I was like, why bitches always gotta do some weird shit? Like, people always insist on doing such fucking weird ass, unnecessary ass shit. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's the shit that I'm talking about. I don't fuck with people with friend groups. Like, you're a weirdo. Like, you don't even have to have a friend group, but you're a fucking weirdo. Like, legitimately, you're a weirdo. So I got a safety transfer, ended up staying at this other place. And low-key, I'm gonna throw a quick disclaimer out right now and possibly get into like a story, but I've been like sexually assaulted and like sexually harassed a lot of times since I've been in New York. And because like I'm about to talk about one of them, so like I'm just gonna say it now. And I don't like, it is really fucked up and it's sad and shit like that, but I don't want it to be like a miserable ass moment and shit, you know. Like, I don't want to do that to myself or to y'all. You can still care, but I didn't want to make it extra like miserable and stuff, and I'm not trying to get sad. And then it's like, you know, anybody that has found out that I felt that way about it, they like lost their shit and they try to act like it didn't happen. They never cared that they made me feel that way, or anything like that, but they have distorted views of sexual behavior and, you know, people and all this other stuff already. And then, you know, it's just a lot. Like, I've had a lot of really, like, fucked up shit, like, happen. And, like, it's weird. I've had people, like, blame me or be like, oh, they didn't rape you because they didn't have a gun to your head. Like, oh, nobody made you do it. Oh, blah, blah, blah. Like, you over here opening your legs to niggas. I hate that fucking phrase. I hate it. It makes no sense. Like, shit like that is why I don't explain myself to people. I don't have to sit here and fucking explain myself to you because you're talking to me fucking crazy. Literally, the only thing that would force me, that would make me want to fucking explain myself to you is because you're sitting here talking like you're confused. And realistically, I don't think you're actually confused. And I don't have to explain things to you. You believe that for whatever reason you believe that, and there's something fucking wrong with you. So I had somebody tell me like I liked it, and I've had people, I've literally explained things to people. I've had people literally sit here and be like, oh, like, it was your fault. Or like, oh, he didn't rape you. You know what I mean? And it's weird. It's really weird. Like, bitches be weird. Really weird. And it's like the same people that are okay with abusing children are the same ones that are in the mindset where just shit just doesn't make any sense. Like, you don't make sense. I've been sexually harassed like crazy. I've met nothing but fucking toxic people for a long time. And then it's like, you know, people don't know how to do their jobs, and it's like people are not concerned enough with building healthy connections and being a healthy person and just doing what they need to do. And it causes problems, so I get upset because it's like there's nowhere to turn where you can actually experience some shit that's actually going to benefit who it should be benefiting. And it's crazy. And it's like, I don't have anywhere to get anything from. So it's like, I have no way to feel safe. I have no way to really have a good time. I really don't have a way to genuinely like take care of myself. I don't have any way to learn how to do a lot of things. I don't have anything to like relieve my stress. I don't have anything, like nothing, nobody. I never have. It doesn't seem like I ever will. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's been a long time, and everybody's like that, and everyone is perpetuating like oh, no one's gonna come to save you. Like, I don't want anybody to save me, but it's like, you could do your job, or it's like you could be realistic about the situation. You know what I mean? It's like, learn how to speak to people, you know? 'Cause like, there's so many things that I won't say to people so that I won't make them uncomfortable, or so, you know, I won't make them feel worse about a situation that's already bad. And it's just like, people just don't do that. And that's a deal breaker for me too. If I see that you're not a person that is considerate enough or courteous enough to do stuff like that, that's a fucking deal breaker for me. And I don't think that every man is a rapist or anything like that, but a lot of views on like sexuality and stuff like that I don't support and I don't agree with. And like I said, I should still be able to be genuine, and people should read body language a lot better and a lot more. And, you know, no matter what your gender is, don't be weird about how you try to make people comfortable and all this other stuff. So So it's like, I don't know, people do people do a lot of weird shit. So realistically, I just don't see myself making friends or getting into a relationship or having anything go well in any way. The only thing that's gonna change that is that actually changing. So it's like, I really don't know what to do. I try. I don't know what to do though. But yeah, so I got a safety transfer to this place that had like a water bug infestation, and that shit was trash. And it was a nice house though. It was a very nice house, but it was also kind of weird, and the staff was really toxic. I ended up actually, it wasn't a nice house, I'm lying. And I ended up getting raped by one of the girls. Like, they changed my roommate, and I ended up getting raped by one of the girls. And that was weird. And then, you know, my ex tried to tell me like it was my fault and shit like that. And I told a staff member, and it was really hard for me to fucking tell the staff member. Like, I couldn't get it out. It was really hard for me. And like, you know, I said that in the last video, like, stuff like this is hard for me to fucking like speak about. Kind of. Like, it really depends. Like, that was hard. I was having a very hard time telling her, and I told her, and you know what the fuck she said to me? She was like, how dare you say that? Blah, blah, blah. So, I'm pretty sure I got another safety transfer from there. And then that house that I was in, the bitch that was underneath my bed was dirty, and she was annoying, and she was bossy, and she had a fucking bad attitude. And so we got into a fight, and somebody got in the middle of the fucking fight, because genuinely, I was about to fuck this girl up. I was so about to fuck her up. And then our roommate got in the middle of it, and her big ass, big as fuck, just in the way. She was just in the way. So at that point, I was like, all right, bitch, I don't really care. She hit me. It did not hurt. She had my hair. She pulled out like some of my hair right here, like a little piece like this. Pulled it out. It didn't hurt. But it's like, she got my hair. So that's, you know, obviously kind of sturdy. And it's like, this big bitch is in the middle of us. Like, get the fuck out the way. As soon as I'm about to toss this bitch down the stairs, I was about to fucking throw this bitch down the stairs. Let me tell you. I don't play. Like, don't fucking push me. Like, don't sit here and cross mad boundaries with people and feel like you don't have to have respect for anybody's space. Like, having respect for people's space should not be a problem for you. Like, it's one thing if they're nasty about it, but it's like, you just automatically having that boundary for other people, and you know what I mean? That should be something that you already do. So it's like, don't sit here and do a bunch of extra shit and just have a nasty fucking attitude. And then get mad when people don't like it. But, and it's like, I'm very obviously very nice and easy to talk to. So it's like, she easily could have asked me to do anything that, you know, would make her more comfortable. That wasn't out of pocket, obviously, but she didn't do that. So we got in a fight, and they tried to get me to stay in the same room with her and go sleep above her. I was like, bitch, are you dumb? No, I already don't like her because she's weird. And now we just got into a fight because she's a fucking weirdo. And you want me to sleep above her? So I was like, no. You need to give me a safety. They didn't even want to change my room. So I was like, bro, you need to give me a safety transfer. I'm not staying here with this bitch. Like, I don't fucking like her now. I don't want to be here. I didn't like the house anyway. Like, staff was still weird. Very much not helpful. It was bad vibes. It was mad and far from the train. Like, just all types of stuff. So I was like, I want a safety transfer, and I'm not gonna stay here tonight because you didn't change my room. So I called my boyfriend. He was still my boyfriend, on and off, all the motherfucking time. Call him. It's the 4th of July, okay? So I call him, and I'm like, I'm about to fucking come over. I just got into a fight, blah, blah, blah. So I go over there. They apparently, like, AWOL'd me and, like, tried to get me in bed somewhere else. AWOL is when you don't fucking go back to the fucking shelter every night. Like, if you stay out for a night, they AWOL you. So they AWOL'd me, but then they fake found me a bed somewhere else, and they found me a bed apparently. Look, they packed all my stuff. I could not. It was so fucking hot the day that I was supposed to be going, and I went back to get my stuff. My ID was gone. They had taken my ID out of my stuff. And it took me so long. Oh, there was another house. Okay, no. So from the first house with the water bugs, I went to another house in Queens Village. And that was annoying because there was a lesbian in my room, and she was telling the staff that I was making her uncomfortable because she's a lesbian, right? So she was like, I'm gonna snitch on you before you get a chance to try and lie to them about me because I'm a lesbian. So it's like, first of all, nobody would be in the room when I would change in the room. 'Cause I'm not changing in this fucking community bathroom. Like, I have a thing with bathrooms. I'm not putting my clothes on in there. I'm gonna put my clothes on in the room. And, like, it doesn't matter. Like, all these bitches be naked around each other all the motherfucking time. Like, I don't see why they gotta be weird about anything. You know what I mean? Like, I don't give a fuck that you're a lesbian. I really don't. At all. I don't see, like, I don't care. So I don't see, like, I could lie about you no matter what. So I don't see what the issue is. So she was trying to act like it was a problem that I'm indecent. So they were talking to me crazy. Staff started talking to me crazy. So I talked to them. They actually started to seem like I was knocking some sense into their heads when I was talking to them. So they didn't give me a problem. But that till ended up getting shut down. And then I went to the other one where I got into a fight. Then they fucking fake found me a bed. So we go to get my stuff, mad stuff, could not carry it by myself. So it's me and him carrying my stuff. I went inside to get something to eat or whatever. When I came back outside, I went to get something to eat and to get him something to drink and myself something to drink. I go back outside. As soon as I step outside, it starts raining cats and fucking elephants, okay? Pouring. Serious. So we're carrying my shit in the pouring rain. They didn't give me a Uber to this new place, no nothing. They AWOL'd me on some bullshit. Had me carry my stuff, all types of shit. So we're carrying my stuff, and I'm having a really hard time carry it because it's fucking heavy and it's a lot of stuff. Like I have like a full hamper, a bin, and like 2 fat ass bags all full of stuff. And maybe something else. I don't really remember. I might have had 2 bins. Yeah, I had 2 bins, a bag, and a hamper full of stuff. A big black bag, contractor bag. So, we're carrying my shit from Brooklyn to Manhattan. And the train was like kind of far from the house. Like the train was at least like 10, 12 blocks from the house. So we're carrying it to the train, through the train station, obviously, on the motherfucking train, to the train that we're transferring to, up the stairs, outside, and then have to find the fucking place that we're going to. It was so hard to fucking find this place. It took us so long to do all this. So I get there. We get there. And we're getting close and I'm fucking like, I literally can't do it anymore. Like, I'm spent. Okay? So like, I'm having a hard time. So he's having to like, put my stuff down and come over to me and fucking take my stuff and fucking take it. We finally find it. We go inside and they're like, they're trying to tell me I don't have a bed. So I was like, how the fuck do I not have a bed if they sent me here and told me I had a bed? Like, be fucking for real. So they end up asking me, they were like, oh, let me get my supervisor. So she gets her fucking supervisor. So the supervisor comes down and she's like, are you LGBTQ plus? Or no, not even plus. She was like, are you LGBTQ? Meanwhile, they already know the answer to this, because when you go into a homeless shelter, you have to do an intake and they ask you all of this stuff. They ask you a lot of questions as soon as you get there. They have a whole packet of stuff that they ask you, and that's one of the fucking questions. So after everything that I was fucking like, I didn't know, why she was asking me. I thought she was just asking me, and I'm clearly with my fucking boyfriend. So I was like, no. And she was like, oh, well, you can't stay here. So I was like, what the fuck? She was like, this is LGBTQ drop-in or whatever. So I was like, what the fuck? Why would they send me to a fucking LGBTQ spot? So they were like, so I'm talking to her, blah, blah, blah. I'm not trying to convince her anything, but we're talking. And she's like, oh, we can give you a courtesy night, but you can't stay. So I was like, I don't really think I took the courtesy night, but I'm also not sure. Because I know he was sitting outside. He called his mom, blah, blah, blah. And I had ended up going to his apartment eventually. Because we never tried to hang out. He came and he got me. Or he came and we would go outside. Like, when I was first staying in Manhattan when I first got out there. And, I would call him like every day. And it was lame. Didn't really enjoy talking to him. He never tried to come see me. I never really tried to come see him because he was being weird. So I was like, you're not going to be like, come outside. Nothing. So I was like, okay, so it was weird. So it's like, I'm not going to try to spend time with you if you're not trying to spend time with me. But I'm going to call you. I'm going to blow your shit up. What the fuck? So I ended up going to his apartment a couple times, and when I went a couple times, I didn't see anything too crazy. Like, don't get me wrong, when I first went, there were a couple things that did throw me off, like, a lot, and I had to take a walk because I was like, bro, I'm already dealing with enough from this fucking relationship. Now I'm here in your house, and this is what your house is like. Like, I needed to get away from it. I needed to fucking go for a walk. I was like, nah, I can't. Like, I was shocked. I really was. I was shocked and surprised, and I didn't really like it. So I was like, this is too much for me right now. So I had to go for a walk. He didn't try to go with me. No, nothing. But I needed to fucking go outside for a minute. I needed to take a breather, and I did. And then I went back, and he seemed like he had an attitude. But he's a fucking loser. So he literally always has a fucking attitude. Like, he has such a fucking loser fucking mentality. He is an aggressive ass loser. Literally. And it's annoying. And it's like, I don't give a fuck. Like, I give a fuck, but I don't give a fuck. Like, I'm not fucking with you. Like, you're a shitty person. And you're a liar. And like I said, you're an aggressive ass loser. And you do aggressive ass loser shit. So yeah, bro, like, I can't. Didn't care, didn't ask if I was good, didn't want to come with me, didn't want to talk about it, no nothing. How are you mad? What are you mad for? We've been together for like a year. And I've been dealing with all this shit by myself. Like, I don't understand what the fuck the problem is. Like, I needed a breather. How are you mad? How are you mad at me? Because I need a breather. I'm not here to fucking coddle you. Like, impress you. Oh, I'm not gonna do that because blah blah blah. Nah, I'm gonna take a fucking breather. That's what I mean about like being genuine. Like, I already said that. Like, why can't I be genuine? I needed to fucking go outside. If I didn't need to, if it wasn't really nagging at me, I wouldn't have, but I had to. And it's like, it's not even that offensive, bro. Because it's like, it's not even like I'm in here and it's like your house is just like run down. It's like, it wasn't even like that. So it's like, they're probably offended for reasons that have nothing to do with me, which is not fair to me. Because everything that's going on right now, none of that shit is my fault. So for you to be upset at me is just irrational. So went back in, he had an attitude, blah blah blah. He didn't tell me he had an attitude, but it was obvious. And it's like, what the fuck am I supposed to do? Apologize? You don't give a fuck about my feelings. I just needed a breather. I came back. I wasn't gonna leave. It's like nothing was said. He just had a fucking nasty ass attitude. So, and then, you know, we ended up going to his apartment after they were like, oh, you can't stay here or whatever. And then, like, I don't know, I just never ended up leaving. I didn't leave for a while, and it was terrible fucking staying with them. Like, it really was. It was an awful fucking experience. He never wanted to come home. He was never home. I didn't have a phone. I don't think they had Wi-Fi, or like they didn't give me the Wi-Fi. And I didn't know how to get anywhere, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have a phone. So even if I wanted to go outside, or I had things to do, or I felt comfortable here, because like I don't feel comfortable. I'm extremely uncomfortable, and our relationship is very stressful. And you don't ever want to let me break up with you because you want to fucking take advantage of me. You feel like for some reason you deserve to have me as your girlfriend. Weird. So that was terrible. That shit was torture. And like there was nothing I could do about it. Like I just had been through so much already that it was just like I'm really at a loss, because it's like the places that were supposed to help me were not helping me. They were making things worse. So I stayed with them for a while, and then like his mom started to give me problems, and like he was always giving me fucking problems. And then it's like I would try to leave and he would stop me, physically stop me, like legitimately stop me. But it's like, you treat me like shit. You're never here. You don't take me with you anywhere. You don't talk to me about anything. I have nobody to talk to, nothing to do at all. Nothing. I had nowhere to turn for anything. So it's like they're acting like, everybody's always acting like there's something fucking wrong with me, but I have nowhere to turn. I have no one to go and ask the questions that I need to ask. I have like, I don't even know if I leave, if I'm gonna be able to like, if I'm gonna come back to somebody actually letting me back in the fucking apartment. And it's not even like those are my intentions in like staying inside, but it's like I didn't feel safe to go outside. I really had nowhere to go, and I didn't have the fucking energy. I didn't have the motivation. Like I was not really capable of doing the things that I really wish I was capable of doing. And I had nobody to talk to. And then it's like, you know, they would press me about it, and it's like, you're pressing me instead of talking to me. So it's like, what is there for me to say? It's like I'm either gonna get the motivation to do it, or I'm not gonna get the motivation to do it. But there's really nothing to talk about. So I ended up leaving and going to fucking a different borough. And that was ass. I had to sleep in a chair, and it was freezing in there. And they actually would make us leave. Like, you had to leave before 9 o'clock in the morning, and you had to be back by 10 o'clock at night. Bro, and this place, bro. So, and then the niggas that are in there are weird. The staff, once again, fucking useless and shitty. Like, low-key, that was the worst treatment I've ever dealt with from staff. Like, one of the fucking people, the social worker that worked there, the social work like supervisor, she was the one. She was like, oh, let's have a therapy session, blah blah blah. And then I told her about my life. She told me I was a bitch because I was a Capricorn. She was like, I'm just like her daughter, and I'm a bitch, and blah blah blah. Like, she treated her daughter like shit, so she was like treating me like shit because she treated her daughter like shit, and her daughter's a Capricorn too. And then she tried to tell me that everything that happened with my family, that was my fault. And that really blindsided me in a way, and it was just like insane. And then I had dealt with like the most blatant like rape or one of them that I had dealt with. Like, no, like hands down, he sexually, it was sexual battery. And I told her about it, and she was like, no, it wasn't, blah, blah, blah. She tried to tell me that I was taking advantage of him and all this other stuff. And it's like, bro, I'm doing shit with him that friends do with each other. Nowhere in any of that am I taking advantage of anything. I didn't ask him to do anything for me for the most part. I didn't take really anything from him. He didn't do much for me at all, like literally whatsoever. So how the fuck am I taking advantage of him? She always tried to tell me a slut. She literally tried to convince me to fucking sell my body. That shit was a lot. She would talk to me fucking crazy. Okay. Talk to me insane. And it was just, it was bad. And it was like the area that I was in really like had like nothing in it. So there was really nothing to do. So it's like they would kick us out at 9 in the morning and they would make us like try to get like paper applications or have places like sign papers for us and all this other shit. And it's just like, that's not how things work. Like all the stuff that they were having us do had not been updated in years, like years. And it's just like, bro, this is not how things work. Plus it's like all of this is going down during the fucking pandemic. Literally. So, you know, I was being sexually harassed in there and it just wasn't a good time. You know, the people in there were mean. They were boring. It was all boys and they would just be friends with each other and be fucking weird and aggressive, and the staff just let them do it. All the staff at all the places that I've been in let everything fucking slide. They would try to tell me that I like being sexually harassed and all types of stuff. No help, no nothing. Not at all. And it's just weird because it's like I've never gotten respect from anybody. And it's like there's always some sort of excuse that they come up with, and everybody is just so fucking crazy. It's just like I shouldn't have to fucking demand respect from people. Like that shit doesn't even compute for me. Like that doesn't make sense. If I have to demand it from you, it's not genuine. I'm not doing that. I don't have to demand fucking respect from anybody. So I ended up being there for a while, and that was weird. And like I've had a couple of boyfriends the time that I've been out here, and it was wild. That shit was trash, sleeping in a fucking chair. I've had a lot of weird shit happen with jobs. My documents are always going missing. Like, once again, last year, my fucking parents threw out my birth certificate and my social security card. So because of them, once again, I don't have a social security card and I don't have a birth certificate. So I have to go through that process all over again, completely by myself. I stayed at another drop-in and they were fucking useless too and shitty, and they really like watched people sexually harass me and just let it slide and all types of stuff, and just were not helpful and were very inappropriate. And people have really bad energy. So I have to get those again, and then like I also have to renew my permit because that just expired because I got it at Job Corps. Expired on my birthday, and I only went to my parents' house because I couldn't take being in his fucking basement because he was driving me fucking insane. So I had to go over there, and then my dad ended up calling the cops on me for no fucking reason. Because they wanted me to sleep in my brother's room, bro. That shit was stank. And his closet, I don't even, like, what the fuck is even in your closet that it smells like that? So I was going to clean his closet. And my dad was being hostile towards me for no fucking reason, as fucking usual. But I have a very, like, abusive family. So like, yeah. So like he was gonna be tight, and you know my mom is fucking like pressuring me to fucking buy her weed. So I called the cops first because he was bugging. And it was weird because I called them and the shit went to voicemail. Like I called 911 and it went to voicemail. And it was like, oh, you've reached like work sickles or some shit like that. It was so weird. And then they came and they were being really weird. And so I had him come get me. My sister drove me like halfway and then I had him come get me. And they threw out all my stuff because we had never gone back to get my stuff. I told them that I needed to get my stuff. We had never gone back. We were supposed to go back. It had been a while. And then I finally told him, like, we have to go. And I was, like, forcing him to fucking take me. And, like, I finally put my foot down and was like, we have to go. Like, so then I called my mom. And she was like, oh, we don't have your stuff. And then they also put my mom's phone in my stuff. Like, they packed my stuff and put it in, like, the living room. And put my mom's phone in my stuff. They took my keys. They lost my keys. So I had to get new keys. They gave me the wrong key for my building. So I had to get a new one of those. They put my mom's phone in my stuff and they tried to fucking, oh, right. My dad has been using my social security number, but he's been doing that for a while. So he had it from like part of my card, but then like, I don't know if my mom like told him the rest of it. But he's been using my social security number. So I couldn't use, like, I had to spend all of my money that I got for this apartment when I moved here instead of being able to, like, use, Affirm. So, like, I was asked out when I got here, bro. Because he's been using my fucking social. And I tried to get in contact with Affirm, and they were like, hey, man, fuck it. So I was like, okay. I have a lot of other stories. Oh, right. So then I ended up staying at a till for like older girls when I was, after I turned 21, I ended up staying at this other till. That was fucking so annoying. The girls in there were so annoying. And then the area was lame. And one of the girls in there was trans, and they would just let her or him do whatever the fuck he want. I had such a fucking hard time calling him. I don't know what it is. Like, I'm bad with names, and like that shit had me really fucked up. So are really rapists, like, actually. So the fucking like director or whatever of that till was a man, a gay man, which realistically kind of doesn't make sense. Because it's like, why do you have a man running a female till, even if he's gay? He was really hostile. He was annoying. He used to follow me around the till and fucking antagonize me instead of just doing his job. Like literally would follow me and fucking legitimately fucking antagonize me. And nobody liked him. So I don't know what the fuck was wrong with him, but he was very problematic, and so are the other people. And it's just like, one of the women that worked there was one day that she told me she looked better than me, and I was like, what the fuck are you even saying that for? The people that worked there did not like me. They had nasty ass attitudes. The bitches that were fucking like RAs and shit, they did not like me. They had really nasty attitudes. They were nasty people. Did not really do their jobs. They didn't really do much of anything. They were just annoying. They were very unpleasant. So it's like, we're already in an unpleasant situation. So for you to be unpleasant on top of that, meanwhile, like, your staff, and even like, it doesn't really matter that you're staff, but it's like the fact that you're staff as well, and you're just like an unpleasant fucking being, like you're just here to just irritate us and tell us what to do. Like, you're not helpful and you're annoying. So didn't get along with them. There was only one that I got along with, and she was a little bit dusty, but she was really cool. She, I think, ended up getting fired, or she got transferred, which was really lame. And then the rest of them were corny and was very not healthy being there. And then I ended up going back to Queens, and that sucked. And it's just like, bro. And then I stayed at another place in Brooklyn that was for girls my age, and that was where I had the most trouble with girls, or the like bitches that were actually staying in the places that I was staying in. And staff too, they were very problematic as well, especially one of them. And it was just weird. So that was annoying. Really annoying. And it's just like, it's just so ghetto. Like, for what? And it's just like, bro, you could be ghetto, but it's like, it's one thing for you to be ghetto and you to like not make sense at the same time. It's like, you have no reason to be acting like that towards me. Like, I am nowhere near your enemy, and I don't even seem like I am. The fucking bitch that fucking like actually ran the fucking place too, she was a fucking mess, bro. A mess. An absolute fucking mess. She called the police on me, and the police literally had to tell her to leave me alone. They had to tell her that she was bugging, because she was. So like, that was just a bunch of weird shit. And then I was staying there until I got my fucking apartment. And then and then I stayed at another place while I was trying to get my apartment. And that place had a lot of older women there. That staff, the staff there, were so fucking problematic too. And then I don't know who, but somebody kept coming to my shit and like touching my stuff. Like, somebody had come and gone in my pockets and my coat, and like I had $1 in there, and they took my $1. And then like I kept getting like marks under like my slippers. So it's like somebody is coming in my fucking cubicle while I'm sleeping and taking my fucking slippers. Not even my slippers, my Crocs. And then like, I don't know, the staff didn't like me. Didn't have any reason to not like me, but the staff didn't like me, and like the bitch would roll her eyes at me every time she fucking saw me. And they really like, they be treating me like I'm a fucking bum. It's like, bro, I don't go anywhere. I don't leave this building. So if you already have a predisposition to look down on everybody that comes in here and have a distorted view of who all of us are, that's not my fault at all. You like legit don't have a reason to not like me. Like you could sit here and swear I'm a bum because what, like I don't go outside. There's, what other reason do you have? None. And they were nasty. They were nasty and they were not helpful either. Very disrespectful and just unpleasant. And like that shit would piss me off. And then I didn't really like my roommates. And it's just, everything was about a lot of drama. And just all types of shit. So it's like a lot of them would just like try to make fun of me. And it was weird. Like it was really weird. Make fun of me, lie to me, talk to me like I'm a fucking child. And it's like, talk to me like I'm a child in a fucking disrespectful ass way. Like, you know how you try to lie to children? For no reason? Or like, you know when you hit your baby sibling and they fucking cry? You hit them for no reason and they cry. And you're like, shh, shh, shh. Or you lie to them to like get them to not do something. Or like you lie your way out of stuff. That's the kind of shit that they were doing. And so I stayed there until I got my apartment. And then I got my apartment and yeah. But it's like, realistically, I stayed in contact with my ex because, you know, because he was my boyfriend. I didn't want to be with him, don't get me wrong. So it's like, I was not shying away from the fact that I didn't want to be with him. Like, I wasn't fighting for our relationship, but we were still together. And, you know, sometimes I would need to call him. So it's like, I really had no choice but to deal with him. And there are actually more stories involved in all of that. Like, he did some shit when we first had sex that was really not cool, and it made me really uncomfortable, and I was extremely confused, and I didn't know what to do about the situation, and he was very problematic about that. Extremely. I've never had anybody care about the fact that I was sexually assaulted or sexually harassed. And it's like, there's so many things that count as sexual harassment, because realistically, you have no business trying to have sex with me, no matter what. So you sitting here trying to defend anything with that is really off. So yeah, he tried to act like I was wrong to say what I said, never tried to talk to me about it. So it's like, I'm not gonna sit here and I'm not initiating every single fucking conversation for fucking everything. Like, I'm not doing that shit. You want to be a fucking worthless ass friend, partner, whatever you are, okay. Alright. So I was in a lot of situations where I needed to fucking call him, and he really didn't have to do much in any of them. Like, literally, I would just be like, can I sleep over? And he would let me sleep over. He has no reason to not let me sleep over. Then he was trying to tell me I was a prostitute. He was calling me, asking me if I know somebody named Momo, blah, 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 blah. He was telling me he knows niggas in the shelter and shit like that. And let me tell you, I didn't fuck with anybody in that shelter. I didn't try to fuck with anybody in that shelter. I didn't do anything with anybody in that shelter. I wasn't interested in anybody in that shelter. But people are telling him that I'm doing this, and that, and the third. And don't get me wrong, if there was somebody that I was interested in, I would have dealt with them. But it's like nobody in this shit follows me everywhere I go. So none of them could tell you everything about me. None of these people even fucking speak to me. So none of them could fucking tell you anything about me. At all. Even the girls that I low-key tried to be friends with in the first place, and then they did some weird shit. So I was like, nah, I wasn't fucking with them anymore. I told them, I was like, nah, you're done. Like, tried to talk to me. I was like, no, you're fucking done. And then that was the end of that. And it's like, what I don't get is like, we're all in the same situation. So it's like, why would you not try to come get me and have us all do better? You know what I mean? And I'm not even saying like, you know what? But like, I'm not even saying like, get me to get my life together. But it's like, why would you not come get me so that we could all like be up and go out and do whatever? You know what I mean? I would. Bitch, if we're friends or we're cool and we're in a situation and we got shit to do, I'm gonna come get you. So they did some weird shit. I don't know. But at that point, I was like, yeah, nah. I'm not fucking with somebody who's gonna act like that. Because now I can't unsee that. Like, okay, fuck you too then. The fuck? I don't like that energy. It's not even that I don't like that energy, but I don't like that energy. Like, if that's what you're on, that's not the kind of friendship that I need. So, bye. But, yeah. So, there's that. They got his number. Like, I was using their phone. Because, like, no, they're talking to each other. We're doing whatever. And it's like, bro, you would rather me talk to you? Like, you don't actually talk to me. Like, we don't actually talk. We don't do anything. You're not trying to do anything. No, nothing. Like, so, I'm going to call my fucking boyfriend. So, I would use her phone to call my fucking boyfriend. And it's like, we're still friends, even though we don't talk about shit. Like, if you want me to get off the phone so that we can actually talk, you can fucking say that. Like, if you really want to, like, you notice, like, some shit, like, bro, get me off the phone with this nigga and talk me out of fucking with him. Like, I don't like, yeah. So, they had his number in their phone, blah, blah, blah. And so, like, I really don't know what's up with that. They probably, because, like, I wasn't talking to them anymore at all. Like, and I told him I wasn't fucking with them anymore. So, like, I don't know if they were trying to get at him or blah, blah, blah or what. But he started being weird. So, it's like, I don't know if he was just lying to me, trying to fucking make up an excuse to try and go, like, fuck somebody else or something or what. But whatever, because he's a fucking treesh. And then he kept trying to tell me I was a prostitute. Which I don't know how I'm a fucking prostitute. I'm literally, like, not a prostitute at all. He was an awful host, bro. I was starving over there. I lost so much weight when I fucking lived with him. That shit was bad. I have more stories about, like, I have more, like, just stories about it, but, like, that I'll tell. But I'm not gonna get into all of them right now. And then, but yeah. So, that's been my life. Since I was 19. I'm 24 now. I just turned 24. At the beginning of the year. Psych. No, but yeah, I'm really 24. But I want you guys to guess. Oh damn, never mind. So yeah, I turned 24 in January, and you know that's been a lot of my life. Oh, I forgot. I stayed with this other nigga for months. That shit was torture, bro. The people I meet be so boring, and they don't ever want to do anything, and they're annoying. It's just like sexual harassment everywhere I go. It's just so fucking weird. Can I have a normal fucking relationship with somebody? I don't have to ask you to have a normal relationship with me. You don't have any grounds to try to have or have the initiative to have any other kind of fucking relationship with me at all. So it's like, bro, it's just like I'm just trying to talk to somebody who like doesn't do weird shit. And I haven't met anybody like that. Woo. People are real weird and just like angry. And I don't give a fuck about any of them. So it's like, I don't care, because like, don't act like that. Like, that's not high key, not my problem. If you talk to me crazy, I'm not gonna be interested in helping you. So you're gonna miss out on the good people in your life because you don't deserve them in your life anymore. If at one point you did, you don't anymore. So yeah, and just there's so many more details, but yeah, I fucking right, so I was bugging out on him the other day, and then, you know, only reason I was really dealing with him because we became friends at first, or not even became friends, but we started like talking to each other, and he wasn't really asking me anything. He wasn't really trying to talk to me about anything. Like, he would talk to me, but it's like we really wouldn't talk about much. And so I was like, at that point I was like, all right, like, you're not really somebody that I'd be interested in actually trying to pursue a friendship with, because you don't really seem like you're trying to pursue one with me. So it's like I wasn't pressed to talk to him anymore. You know what I mean? Like, there wasn't a lot of communication. There wasn't much of anything. He didn't really seem very interested in talking to me. And it's like he always tries to sit here and act like he's a liar. So he tries to act like, you know, that's just like how he is as a person, which is bullshit. Like, I don't care. Like, your energy is mad miserable. Like, your energy is mad, like, you're low vibrational, and I'm not interested in that. I'm not just gonna sit here while you just be a bump on the log, a bump on a log. So, like, you know, I would go to work and I didn't really like my job, and I'd be tired, and, you know, I would tell him